else feel the way I feel about cell phones. Now, yes, I'm guilty. I am often on my phone, but I find it also takes over you. Social media and the phone, it can keep you close to your friends or to people in your lives, but it can also push you and your spouse further apart. Instead of browsing the network and your spouse is right beside you, put the phone away or put the phone aside and talk and have a conversation. Okay, you already talked, you guys have nothing else to say, browse social media. That's fine. Now, I don't want to judge when I see people on their phones because someone might be on their phone for emergency reasons. They're getting updates from somebody that's in the hospital. They're getting updates from their child at daycare, any other reason. Once I was driving downtown, and well, I wasn't driving, my husband was driving, but I was in the passenger seat. And I looked over to my right and I seen 3 girls sitting on the patio at a restaurant. 2 of them were on their phones and 1 was just sitting there looking around. I don't know if this bothers any of you guys or if it just bothers me. Okay, if those 2 girls were texting or, because of important reasons, okay. But if they were just on social media and this other one that doesn't even have her phone out is just sitting there, do you know how awkward that is or how boring that is? I've experienced it myself because when I get together with people, I like to talk with them and socialize with them. To take out my phone and start texting in front of them, sometimes I find it's a bit disrespectful. I don't mean like you can text and like I'll take my phone and text my husband if he's at work or like something like that. But I mean, I'm hanging out with this person, but I'm kind of bored, so I'm gonna take my phone and just browse social media. Like, what did they do back in the days? They didn't have Facebook, they didn't have Snapchat, they didn't have Instagram, they didn't have any of that. They actually had a life. Don't get me wrong, I love being able to keep in close contact with my friends and family because you don't see them every day. Social media does help in that way. Or it can also push you away from the people you live with. It's also good if you have a child and family members don't get to see your kid often, so you're posting pictures. It gives them an update of your child, which is also convenient. But sometimes it can also be, social media can also cause a sort of anxiety. Social media can also cause anxiety. I apologize if I look really tired. I haven't been getting the best of sleep, and it's not because of my child, it's just me. You know what we're also bad at? And you know what? I can be bad at it too. I have no shame at admitting if I'm bad at something. If you don't post it on social media, you didn't do it. I don't know why did we start doing that? Like, people back in the day used to be able to do things without validating or without proving what they did that day or what they are doing at the moment. How did they live? How did they live knowing people don't know what they're doing that day? We depend on our phones a lot, and I do as well. Can't leave the house without the phone. Put anything on your phone. Put your passwords, put your contacts, all your photos, your videos. Practically our life is our phone. Now, some of you might watch this and be like, oh, get over yourself, get used to it, get over it. But is there anybody else out there like me that kind of feels like it's kind of sad that everything is becoming technology? When I see things that are, some things are really cool and some things are actually really convenient whenever it comes to technology. And then other things, it's kind of like, no, I don't want technology on that. It can also be dangerous too. Technology can be very convenient, but it can also be dangerous. And what I mean by dangerous, it's like being hacked or being watched or being followed, being listened, being just stuff like that. That's what I mean by technology. Waiting in a waiting room. Most of the time when we're waiting in a waiting room, we pull out our phone and we browse the internet. It's rare that you will see somebody in the waiting room without their cell phone in their hand and actually socialize with people. I'll do it. I'll take out my phone and I'll browse, Sometimes I take a break and I don't, but often I do. Imagine the conversations you could be having with people in that waiting room with you. Sometimes you can have some pretty good conversations with people, even get to know a person just by waiting in a waiting room and actually having a conversation with them. Having a conversation with another person feels good for the soul sometimes. You're gonna go at home and you're gonna go on your phone anyways. Your phone is with you 24/7. People in your life or people in the community will not always be there, or you're not always socializing with people because sometimes you're stuck at home and you can't go out. And you know what's by your side? Your cell phone. So when you do go out, it feels good to socialize. If you're tired of the internet and you're in a waiting room, put it aside and maybe have a conversation with the person in front of you. I'm not saying it's not okay to take out your phone when you're in a waiting room. I do it too. Sometimes it passes the time, especially if you don't feel like socializing, because sometimes you're just not in the mood, and that's okay. We all have our moments, we all have our days. I'm just trying to say things can be missed, or conversations can be missed if you are on your phone. Now you might say, well girl, you're on your phone right now talking to us. Yes, I am. But I do try my best to do these videos when it doesn't take up my child's time. If I have my child with me, I will spend time with her. I will not be talking to my phone. It's okay if you're talking on your phone and you see your child. There's nothing wrong with that either. I try to do these videos if she's asleep because I'd rather take that time to be with her or to spend time with her. Now, you might think I'm contradicting myself because my last video I was doing it in the evening, and rather than drinking my tea with my husband, I was talking to you. And it's okay because we are together very often, almost 24/7. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's just a fine line, okay? I might be saying something just because I'm saying cell phones taking over our lives. I don't mean like put your cell phone away and don't use it ever. That's not what I mean. I just find sometimes it can take over your life. It can take over hours of your life. And life is very short. Moments don't last forever, and not everybody lives forever. Whenever you're with somebody, visiting with somebody, appreciate that visit, appreciate that person, because a cell phone will always be there. A cell phone will always exist. Social media will always be there. Social media doesn't die, but people do. Moments with social media will always be there, but moments with people are not going to always last. They're not always going to be there. Life's short, and nobody lives forever. So we just got to make the best of it. I really hope this video doesn't offend anybody. If it does, I'm sorry. I'm just simply expressing how I feel about cell phones. Have a great day, guys.